House training. House training basic concepts. One of the most confusing and anxiety-ridden areas of dog training is house training, yet it is one of the most important, especially for the humans involved. The best way to understand and find success with house training is to use the dog's own nature to help you. Dogs are, by instinct, very clean animals. They would rather not soil any areas where they normally sleep or eat. Dogs are also creatures of habit. They like to know where they're supposed to go, urinate and defecate. If the dog is taught to eliminate on gravel or concrete, they will tend to look for either of those surfaces to do so. If they're taught to eliminate on grass or dirt, that's where they will choose. Use these habits to your advantage. Setting up the training area. This is the first step. Make sure the area you choose is small and confined. A bathroom works for this, or a place in a kitchen or garage also works well. Remember that crate training works well for puppies or small dogs, but for larger animals a crate can be too confining. You need to spend some time with this aspect of training. You need to play with your dog in this area, and this is also where the dog will be taught to sleep and eat. Put together a special bed. This can be something you make up with items around the house, or you can go to the store and purchase a bed. Don't worry if your dog eliminates in this area first. Once they figure out that this is where they sleep and eat, they'll stop eliminating there. Once your dog realizes that the bed is for sleeping, you can begin to move it around the house, but only when you're there. When you're not, put the bed back in the training area. Setting up the toilet area. Now you will need to determine where the toilet area is going to be located. Presumably this will be outside the house. Wherever it is, it has to be the place the dog can go whenever it needs to go. You need to go there with your dog so you can give the appropriate rewards for good behaviour. Establish a set feeding schedule for your dog. If the dog is in the habit of being fed at certain times, the natural process of elimination will also begin to occur at certain times. Once you learn when those times relate to eating times, it will become much easier for you to guide the dog to the established toilet area. Don't forget to make sure your dog has ready access to this toilet area. That way mistakes aren't as likely to occur. Continuing the house training process. Once your dog is in the habit of eliminating in the toilet area and not in the sleeping eating area, you can begin to extend the training area to the rest of the house. Do this slowly. Start by expanding to one additional room and then gradually expand into other areas. Don't expand into new areas until you are sure that your dog has control of its bladder and bowels. At first, do this only when you're around. If you're away, then put the dog back in the original training area. Speeding up the process. If you have to move this process along more quickly, you can do so. Remember to proceed with caution though. It's better to go slowly than have to try to retrain the dog later. If you're going to try to speed things up, you will have to be there in order to reward your dog for successful eliminations. It is also important not to punish them for mistakes. That will only confuse the dog and slow the process even further.